So continuing with electrode potential, you write the definition of electrode potential. The tendency of an electrode to either lose or gain electrons, when it is in contact with the solution of its own ions. Is known as electrode potential. Again I repeat, the tendency of an electrode to gain or lose electrons, when it is in contact with the solution of its own ions is known as electrode potential. For example, you have seen it when zinc electrode is in contact with zinc sulfate solution, the solution of its own ions. When copper electrode is in contact with copper sulfate solution, the solution of its own ions. So as a result, when zinc electrode was in contact with the zinc sulfate solution, so zinc was having a tendency to lose electrons. So zinc was having a tendency to get oxidized. So the electrode potential, listen carefully, the electrode potential depends upon the nature of the electrode taken. There are certain electrodes are there which have got a tendency to lose electrons, so they behave as an oxidation potential. There are certain electrodes which have got a tendency to gain electrons, alright, so they behave as a reduction potential, alright. So what I said you, there are certain electrodes. Suppose I am taking a particular electrolyte and I am taking an electrode. Let us say, as I was saying you, I am taking here nickel sulfate, we can say that, or nickel chloride, whatever it is, and this is a nickel rod. I have taken it. So nickel has a tendency to lose electrons to form Ni2+. Nickel has got a tendency to lose electrons. So hence nickel will develop an oxidation potential. So it depends upon the tendency of the nickel, we can say that, the nickel rod. Got it? So hence it will develop. So suppose if I am taking this as M, and here what it will be, Mn plus in the equation. Ni is your M and Mn plus is your nothing but Ni2 plus. So hence this particular potential will develop is oxidation potential. Because what I said you, how it is oxidation potential? Because these electrons will go and accumulate here. It is go and accumulate here. Alright, when the electron is going to accumulate here. So when the electrons is going to go and accumulate there, so when the solution gets saturated with the electrons, so what you find is that a repulsion force develops between them. Between what? Between these electrons and the electrons which is present here in the electrolytic solution. So when the repulsive force develops between them and the potential it is created, and that potential is called as nothing but negative potential. Why? Because electrons, the charge is what? Negative. So hence it is said to be as negative electrode, and hence it is also said to be as oxidation potential. Got it? Understood? Again I repeat, here what will happen is that these electrons will go and accumulate here. Now nickel sulfate solution you have taken it. Nickel sulfate will also dissociate to give you Ni2 plus and SO4 2 minus. So what you find is that SO4 2 minus is there present in it. So these electrons and the SO4 2 minus ions, they are going to repel one another. Why? Because they have similar charges. They are going to repel one another. Even nickel ion is also going to repel one another. So due to repulsion, so the repulsion is going to take place between this electrode and the sulfate ion. Both are negative. Alright. So due to this reason, a negative potential is developed between them, and hence as if the reaction is oxidation reaction, so we can say this particular potential as oxidation potential. Same thing for reduction potential, also same thing. So in case of reduction potential, suppose if I take here, that is silver, if I take it here, silver electrode, let us say I have taken it here, silver electrode, and I am taking here, that is nothing but silver nitrate solution, we can say that, AgNO3 solution. So silver has got a tendency to, not lose, to gain electrons. Alright, why? Because AgNO3 first will dissociate to give you Ag plus and NO3 minus. So what you find is that Ag plus will gain electrons, it have a tendency to gain electrons to form Ag, which is going to settle here. Silver, it is going to settle there. So silver has got a tendency, again I repeat, it's the nature of the electrode. Silver has got a tendency to gain electrons. So as it is having a tendency to gain electrons, so what you find is that here a reduction potential is being developed here due to that particular reason, a reduction potential. So due to this reduction potential, as you can see, a reduction reaction is taking place. Hence this particular potential is said to be as reduction potential, and hence as this potential is said to be as oxidation potential. But if you take such an electrode which neither loses electrons nor it gains electrons, alright, which has got a tendency neither to lose nor to gain, then what we can say, neither oxidation is taking place nor reduction is taking place. So just now I said it, that it is nothing but known as null electrode or zero potential, we can say that. Clear? Understood the potential about it? We are having three types of potential: oxidation potential, reduction potential, and that is zero potential, which is nothing but known as null electrode, and all depends upon the nature of the electrode which you have taken it. Alright, remember this particular thing. Now next we are also having, the thing is that how do we represent this particular potential? Already I have said you the oxidation potential, how do we represent it? That is nothing but oxidation potential represented this way, M/Mn plus. This is oxidation potential, this one is. Okay, this is oxidation potential, we represent it as. So how do we write it this one as? We write it in this way, E/M/Mn, what you can say as a subscript, this one, is equal to some value, we will be writing it as. Okay, now for reduction potential, what we will write it as? E, then Ag/Ag. Alright, then some value will be there. Sorry, 0 I am writing, some value will be there. Let us say this X volt. Here also same thing is equal to, let us say, Y volt. Let us say. Clear? So this potential, this reaction is oxidation. So hence this potential is oxidation potential. This reaction is reduction. So this potential is said to be as a reduction potential. So we represent it in this way. E stands for what? EMF. EMF of the cell. That is also potential, you know that. Is that right? Clear? Now, next is, we will come to, that is the standard potential, we can say that. Now for standard potential, what is, or standard electrode potential, there must be certain conditions which you have to remember it. For standard electrode potential, the first condition is that the concentration of the solution which I am taking in, it should be 1 molar. Whichever the solution, nickel sulfate, copper sulfate, zinc sulfate, silver nitrate, it should be 1 molar. Second condition, the temperature of the electrolyte should be at room temperature, that is 298 Kelvin or 25 degrees Celsius. Third is, if I am taking a gaseous electrode, let us say, like suppose I will be taking a hydrogen gas electrode. Alright, if I am taking a gaseous electrode, then the pressure of the gas should be 1 atm, that is normal atmospheric pressure. Again I repeat, the concentration of the solution or the electrolyte taken is 1 molar. Temperature of the electrolyte should be 298 Kelvin. And temperature of the whole setup and the electrolyte as well as, and if the electrode is gaseous, the gaseous electrode if I am taking it, let us say hydrogen gas electrode if I am taking it, then the pressure of the gas should be 1 atm. This is the conditions for standard electrode potential. This is a condition for standard electrode potential. Okay, now how do we represent the standard electrode potential? Same thing. Now for oxidation potential, what was the symbol? That is nothing but I wrote it E/M/Mn plus, isn't it? So instead of E, I write it as E naught. Standard means it will be E naught. That's it. This is standard oxidation potential. Now standard reduction potential is what? E/Mn plus /M. This is your standard reduction potential. Same thing. This is simple. For standard, it will be a naught sign. If I am not putting naught, then it is simply electrode potential. When I am putting a naught, means it is standard conditions. Very simple. Alright, this is a standard EMF. E naught means what? EMF. Same thing, standard EMF means standard electrode potential of a cell, we can say that. Okay, now next is, so we got it, what is the standard conditions and what is, how to represent the standard one. Achha. Now according to, now listen very carefully, according to the international system, reduction potential is considered to be as a standard electrode potential. Reduction potential is considered to be as, not oxidation potential. Rather, if any electrode is given in oxidation potential, if the potential of any electrode is given in oxidation potential, you convert it into reduction potential. You convert it into reduction potential. You will say how to convert? Just in the sign. Just change the sign. Alright, it will be converted into reduction potential. Because oxidation and reduction, what is the difference? It is change of signs only. Oxidation is loss of electrons. Reduction is gain of electrons. Just change the sign. Alright, see here, see the reaction. If I write Zn minus 2e minus, it is Zn2 plus. What is this? It is oxidation. But if I write Zn2 plus 2e minus, it will give you what? Zn. This is a reduction. This is of course not possible. Clear? Why it is not possible? Because zinc is not having a tendency to gain. Alright, zinc electrode I am saying. Zinc electrode is having a tendency to lose electrons. Followed, just I am saying, suppose if I am writing an oxidation reduction reaction. So this is an oxidation reaction, this is a reduction reaction. What is the difference between these two reactions? You see, only the negative and positive sign. That's it. One is losing, other is gaining electrons. That's it. So hence, according to the international system, remember it, according to the international system, whenever we are writing the potential of a cell, it is considered to be as reduction potential. Whenever you are writing the electrode potential of a cell, it is a reduction potential. Again I repeat, if any potential is given in oxidation potential, you convert it into reduction potential. How do you do that? Just change the sign. For example, if it is given in this way, E Cu slash Cu2 plus, because this is oxidation, Cu minus 2E minus will give you Cu2 plus, and let us say it is given 1.9 volt. Let us say, I am just giving a value. It may not be same. This value can be. So suppose it is given in this way. So this is oxidation potential. So what I need to do? I need to write Cu2 plus slash Cu. It is minus 1.9 volt. We have to convert it into reduction potential. Now why we should do so? Why we should convert it into reduction potential? Because EMF of the cell, that is your E cell. E cell is nothing but E cathode minus E anode. Alright, E cathode minus E anode. Now how do we get this particular formula? Alright, EMF of the cell is E cathode minus E anode. Means cathode where reduction is taking place, anode is where oxidation is taking place. Now why it is minus? Why not plus? Because generally we know that oxidation half cell plus reduction half cell. Listen carefully children, this one. Oxidation half cell plus reduction half cell will give you the EMF of the cell. Isn't it? Because the cell is made up of what? An oxidation half cell, reduction half cell. So generally if I add the EMF of oxidation half cell, that is electrode potential of the oxidation half cell, and oxygen reduction, what you can say, EMF of the reduction potential, if I add, means if I add the oxidation potential and if I add the reduction potential, what should I get? I should get the EMF of the cell, because cell is made up of these two things only. But here I am not adding, I am subtracting. Why? Why? See the reason. Because when I write E cathode, alright, E cathode means E reduction. When I write E anode means E oxidation. Anode means it is oxidation, see here, anode, it is oxidation. But what I said, I have to convert this oxidation potential to reduction potential. I have to convert both. So how do I convert the oxidation potential to reduction potential? I have to change the sign. When I change the sign of oxidation potential as negative, then what it becomes? That is, this one is E, that is reduction where it takes place? In cathode. And when I change the sign, and oxidation where it takes place? Anode. So hence it is E cathode minus E anode. Otherwise it should be E reduction potential plus E oxidation potential. Definitely, because apply the common sense. These two potential will give the potential of a cell, because cell is made up of these two things only. Then why I am putting a negative sign? The reason is reduction takes place in cathode, which is according to international system I have converted. But oxidation takes place in anode, and anode oxidation potential is there. But I said you need to convert it into reduction potential. How do I convert the oxidation potential to reduction potential? Change the sign. So hence I change the sign. When I change the sign, then plus becomes what? Minus. That's it. So this is the formula. So what is the formula? E cell is equal to, for that reason, E cathode minus E anode. Understood children? Otherwise it should be plus. But why it is not plus? I explained why it is not plus. So when I say standard EMF of the cell, then what it will be? E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. That's it. Standard EMF. This is known as what? EMF of the cell. When I say standard EMF, it will be E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. That is called as standard EMF of the cell. Alright. Thank you very much.